Hello. Good evening. Twin Minds here. The game might not be here, but Kitty's here. Here we are. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Astro Colony. We're doing more of it. We're doing more of it. So, a couple things have changed since last stream. Primarily, this little planetoid is gone here, and the one that was here has been replaced by the new one that we had waiting in the wings. So, I finished mining out both of those planets, set them free. In fact, I think they're still on the map somewhere. Yeah, down here. Cosmic Candy and Galera 7 are both empty of resources. You can see it right here. And they've been set free, and once they get to 5 light years out, we can hit this button to delete them so that they're no longer taking up resources, system resources, that is. And I did go get Erismundo, which is that larger titanium deposit that I had found previously. Still looking kind of north-ish to see if I can find that other titanium deposit. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to need it, so if we find something else fancy, we'll take that instead. Right now, I'm still working on Svenus Pina, which is that little crescent-shaped doodad. All it has left on it is 600 gold and 4,200 copper. Might finish that tonight, who knows. And then I started on Ceros, so we'll go take a peek at Ceros over here. Ceros is the little sombrero desert type situation. And they've already started, so I built this little bugger, and it looks kind of neat. At least I like it. I like it. Underneath is conveyor belts that automatically smelt everything. So you can see we've already got quite a few smelted resources. And then we've got 12 of the drone docking ports with 24 drones total. And then on the roof is the solar panel array needed to power it. Now, as we found out last time, you can power this whole goddamn thing with one solar panel, but it's fine. Gila, stop. But it's fine. I figure we're going to do things legit. We're going to do it legit because I can afford to do it legit. I am indeed too legit to quit. So they have finished. This little depression right here was a copper deposit. They're working on a new copper deposit there and a new copper deposit there, in amongst the trees. They're working on this coal here and this iron here. This place also has uranium and titanium, but I don't need either of those things right now, so I'm not focusing on them just yet. But this one does have relatively low quantity of resources. Gila, hey, don't just scream at me, sir. Ahem. Relatively low quantity of resources. So we've got stuff like this one that has deposits of, tens of thousands, whereas Ceros, for whatever reason, has relatively low quantity numbers here. So we're probably going to mine that out sooner than later. Not tonight, but sooner than later. And then we'll dump that out and reshuffle the planets a little bit. And I'm going to kick out the cat because he's just screaming, just for the sake of screaming. So one sec. Ahem, sir. Stop screaming for the sake of screaming. Just stop it. Stop it. He's just screaming. Just screaming. That's all he's doing. He's yelling at me. So you get to go away. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So, all these other planets out here are pretty much decorative. I have been working a little bit on this one, mostly just manually moving the mines over and over again. I might change that out, I might not, I haven't decided yet. Because it's quite a bit of effort to continuously remove these mines over and over again. But we'll do it. Let's see. So this one we've got... Yeah, I just need to move it 2 more times. It's got one little 3x2 plot here, and then another 3x2 plot. So we'll get that moved. Just Need to get a little space cleared out for it. No, I actually do need to go up a layer. Yeah, okay. Tree, you're in my way. Alright, let me grab you. Let me grab you. All of this can go. And then we need to put it right there. And in fact, while I'm here, I might as well make the platform for the next one. Or can I? We're going to be digging this space, but then I'm going to need to build in this space here. So no, I can't do that. I can definitely get the area prepared though. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we'll just need this little space here, this little 3x6 grid, and that's about it. So, space is clear, it's ready. So let's plop down you, and get you wired up. There we go. So that'll go, I'm pretty sure this can dig that deep. It's a hell of a deposit. We'll find out. It's been digging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. And this one I think is only 4. So yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Now this one, we only have those little 2 nuggets left, so it's almost not worth moving. But we might as well. Hello, Sparkle. How's it going, Sparkle? Alright, get to work, bud. You are alive. This is good. I am also alive. Go figure. Yeah, so what I noticed here is I have lots and lots of gold left over. Rock. I was mining like that over there for long periods of time, and then I was not collecting it quickly enough, so I had just had huge amounts of gold that I was dumping in here. They're eventually catching up, but it's a long slog. But that does remind me, let's get some more plates and stuff built up. So how about we'll do a lot of plates, and we'll do a lot of plates. There, get a bunch of plates that's cooking up. I could even do... No, that wasn't the button. Here, let's do... No. That number. There we go. There we go. And then you, what do you do for me? I'll dump you in there. Dump you in there. That'll do. Okay. We gotta water our farm. Probably should be putting a little bit more in here at one time, but it's fine. It's fine. We still have plenty of backlog bread. So I don't need to worry about bread for a little while. I love these little guys. Those little spider bots. I love them. They're great. Oh, hey. Both my dudes are eating and sleeping at the same time. Okay, well, one's eating, it's fine. They were at least in the same general space as each other for once in their damn lives. Alright, so these guys are loaded up with... Oh god, they're not loaded up with power. Oof. Alright, fine. Here, have another 500. Howdy, Big D. How you doing? Coming in with the hydration. Hydration's important. Ooh, and that does remind me. I'm going to change up one of my buttons. Changing up a button. Changing up a button. There we go. No button for tonight, because I actually have treats available for myself. Because my mom surprised me with chocolate-covered toffees. They're delicious. So close to my mom's house, my old house, there is an Abdallah chocolate factory, and they sell all of their rejects at bulk cheap prices. So it was like $5-10 for a pair of bags. Yeah, it was $10 for a pair of 1 pound bags of chocolate covered toffee. Great stuff. I've never actually been myself. I don't know why. But I keep getting candy from there anyway, so it's good. Alright. So everything over here is automated. Let's go double check on these guys. I mean, kind of sort of working, kind of sort of not. There's one issue with this game currently, is robots that are on kind of distant planetoids, like far away from your center base. The planetoids will kind of disable from being too far away from them, and the robots can't work anymore. So you have to kind of visit them occasionally to get the planetoid to stay loaded, so that the robots can keep working. Chippers. I don't know what chippers is. Explain. Alright, so we got stuff crafting in here. We got stuff crafting in here. Probably not enough, but we got motherboards. Now, down here, we have motherboards. And that will be my last point of space science. I guess I could put in a little bit more aluminum. Let's do that. Split out to 30 aluminum to match the thing. There we go. You're working, right? You're doing work. Work is being did. Yeah. I don't see Mr. Man. Oh, there he is. So where did the other research point go? He ate 2 rounds of research points. Oh, you bastard. You bastard. But we have 17 space science, so we can get more stuff. We can do advanced engines and navigation. And that's all I can afford. Great. Potato chips dipped in chocolate. Ooh. Man, it's always disappointing when you can't make things the same way as the commercial stuff. I hate when that happens. Ooh, space mapping. Neat. Piggies. Ranching. Okay. I don't know what we need wood for yet. But forestry is an option. So that's a thing to be aware of. We've got ranching, poultry farming, animal breeding. I don't know why animal breeding is different, but it unlocks cow function. Communications would be nice. Fabricator robot. Okay. Alright. Hot chocolate dip. Ooh. So we got forestry for wood. We've got sawing for materials out of wood. But I ultimately want to get to expert mining. I don't know exactly what the forestry and the sawing is for yet. Might be related to animal stuff. I have no idea. I don't see anything that looks like it's wood related. I'm lost and confused, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. But I do want to get to expert mining so I can have the bigger drills. So let's see about working towards that. So first, metallurgy. Then sawing, which I don't have the science for. I need 8 more chemistry science. And then expert mining is also going to need 20 additional chemistry science. So I need 28 more chemistry science to get to expert mining. 28 chemistry. 28 chemistry. Chemistry is iron rods. I have bajillions of dirt, so this is fine. Nothing wrong with a bit of verbal diarrhea. Nothing wrong with it at all. Sometimes you just gotta say stuff, and I'm okay with that. What's 8 times or 28 times 4? 112. I think. Pretty sure. Hey, I was right. Thanks. So, 112 is what I need for these rods. I'm gonna need more, but I barely have enough for that anyway, so it's fine. Alright, and that means I need to make more rods. What's it take for more rods again? Iron plates. Okay. How about 200? 200's a good number to start. Oh, we need coal in there. 200 coal too. There. Make me some iron rods, please. Probably should bulk more of that. Oh, hey, what you want? Controlling the station is hard when you need to set direction for each thruster manually. It becomes simple when you use autopilot. Control panel allows you to maximize thrusters efficiency and space station speed in desired direction. Now you can fly wherever you want. And he wants me to activate autopilot as my mission. So we're going to do that. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it. I still haven't decided on any aesthetics for this thing. What do I want the damn thing to look like? I have no idea. But we'll get there. So we need glass and 4... I think those are CPUs. And I think they're here. So I need 6 gold wire and 2 motherboards for each computer. And I will need 4 computers. Okay. Well, I have plenty of gold wire. Like so. But I need the motherboards, which means I need the electronic parts. So I need 8 motherboards because I need 4 computers, which means I need 16. Okay, that's fine. I just need to convert all of this into. It's fine. We got what we need. Alright, is there any more science I need to do? Biology science. I don't think I have very much of that. I have 0 of that. Do I need more biology science for anything at the moment? Not really. I only need biology science if I want to go into ranching, which I will eventually. Howdy, Havenpunk. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Space mapping. I do want to do space mapping. High-tech science. Communications. Advanced robotics. Expert engines. Black holes. Stargate. Stargate. Alright. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what I want this place to look like, how I want it to be shaped. I'm thinking the vertical design I was working on isn't really going to be that fantastic. I might have a few layers, but I definitely don't think doing 10 or 15 layers up and down is a great plan, so we're not going to do that. You're on night shift again? Wonderful. Okay, you know what, bud? Go to bed. That is true. That is true. Night shift does let you be here. And that is a good thing. Alright, how are you guys doing? How much are you producing? 75 iron and 135 copper in probably the last 10 minutes? That's not bad at all. Not bad in the least. The iron guys are going slower because they got further to travel. Copper guys have it easy, and the coal guys have it easy. Alright, mostly just waiting around then. Let them be. Alright, Science Man is sciencing. He's sciencing just fine. In fact, we're going to throw more dirt at him to do more science. Do more science, man. Rods are cooking. Computers are chipping. Sawing finished. Yes, good. Alright. So that just means that we need 20 more of the chemistry science to get expert mining unlocked. And then, yes, nuclear energy. I am curious. I'm curious how that's set up. I'm curious how dangerous it is. If it's a matter of feed with uranium and be done, or if they went the factorial route of needing to keep it cool with water and doing steam. I don't see anything that looks like a steam engine, so it looks like it's a self-contained nuclear reactor at the very least. It may still need to be fed with water. We'll see. Who knows? It does not change anything. They're the same, but good catch. They are both 20 each, 20 across the board. Now, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so this lets me craft basic science, where previously the only way to get basic science was for me to do work, build things, mine things, that kind of stuff. But as you can see, I have almost 1600 basic science. So chances of me actually needing to craft my own basic science is pretty slim. In fact, looking at these numbers here, 40, 30, 30, 25, 100. I have more than enough basic science left for the entire tech tree, so we're fine. Forestry is a question. Tomato. I wonder, because you got ranching, barn, pasture, breeder, pig, but it doesn't mention anything about unlocking extra recipes for cooking said pig, or getting anything else out of them. Whereas like cultivation, it shows tomato bush and then tomato soup, so you get that recipe out of the deal. The cow lets you get milk and hot milk out of the deal, eggs and omelet. So there's nothing in ranching here. Now I'm pretty sure you do get pig here, but that's also not mentioned. So chances are it's just not listing everything that you get. So probably pig and bacon or something. Alright. Science is sciencing slowly. We just gotta wait for these guys to do their thing. Now, how's about we move forward and see if we can find that other planet? Because I really wanted that one. I think that was like 50,000 titanium. I don't remember if it was anything else, but at the very least 50,000 titanium. Howdy, Kinder. How you doing? So, we need to go that way. That way is north. That way. North. Now let's do north and a little bit up, because I'm pretty sure it was up-ish. We're going that way. We're going that way. I'm pretty sure forestry did need the DNA science. Yeah, it needs 20 of it. So I suppose if we're going to check out forestry, I suppose I should start getting more of that. But I need more chemistry science too, and that's just really slow at the moment. What are you? Ah, here's that one, right there. That one that I don't need anymore. Oh, we are more than 5 light years out from the 2 planets that I have discarded, so we're going to delete them. Delete. Cosmic candy. Delete. Good. They no longer exist. They're dead to me. Yep, bye guys. Alright, anything else in the neighborhood? No, nothing else in the neighborhood. Okay. It's entirely possible I need to go up more, so let's change that to an up. Let's do, I don't know, that much. Sure. More up. Got a new PC on Black Friday sale, nice. It's not DNA science, it's biology science, and forestry does happen to have a biological component to it. That is the why. Oh, I see a thing up there. Let's take a peek at the map quick. What have we got? Let's see, we got Alombria. Small planet, irrelevant. We have Holy Terra. Small planet, irrelevant. I don't see the other one on my map at the moment. It would be up here-ish. I don't see it. Alright, we're gonna keep moving. Also, I need to yell at the cats.
Hey, little shits, step it. Hey, you, step it. Come on in. Come on. Come. Come. Come on, you little butt. Okay, fine.
Gizmo's being a butt. Gizmo's being a butt. So there's a thing right there. It's blue. I don't know if that's a little mini planet that just hasn't shown up on my radar yet, or if that is like one of the smaller planetoids, perhaps. But it's blue. So it's different. Nice. Computer expansions. Lovely. Slept on your brother's couch last night. Ick. Oh, I see something else up there. I do hope that that's a planetoid and not something worse. What are you, mysterious black dot? Curious. So we have mysterious black dot and mysterious blue dot. So many dots. Dots happening. And then we have another planet over here. What are you? You're another tiny little nugget. Alright. Kind of curious about that blue dot. I mean, I'm also curious about the black dot, but not sure I'm curious enough about a black dot to go close to the black dot. Looks like it might just be a divot in the atmospheric nebula area. I don't know. Let's go towards the blue dot, though. See if we can figure that out. Oh, well. That was, really sudden and really quick. Yeah, kinda. You're reminding me I need to deal with my computer situation. I have my old server, which I'm using for mostly just storage and crap. But then I also have my old gaming rig, which is still surprisingly powerful. And I retired it to a data server for the moment, until I figured out something else to do with it. And then it started dying in the meantime. So now it won't boot up at all, and I have to figure out what's wrong with it. But it has some of my important data stuff on it. So I need to get that back. Alright, so Mysterious Black Dot is still up there, and it is moving, but it's also moving at the same speed as the nebula. So it might not be anything. It might be something. I don't know. Are we close enough to anything to see a thing? No, we're not. Oh, hey, you! I remember this shape. This little green ellipsoid here. He was here before. I think we're closer to my destination. But I'm not seeing it yet. This is like Project Nomads, but in space? Interesting. I have not seen Project Nomads yet. I think you mentioned it before. Alright, blue dot. We're coming up on the blue dot. I don't know what the blue dot is. Please don't eat me, blue dot. Okay, now that that black dot is passing over some of the stars past it, it's just a hole in the nebula. So it's just an empty patch of the nebula. It's not an actual thing to navigate to. I can safely ignore it. We have a thing over there. Blue dot's coming up. You know what? Let's Oops. That was really far away from everything. Let's stop here for the moment. Oh. Curious. What are you? Quick save, and then fly straight into it. It's moving. Huh. Well, it's a thing. It's just a tiny little circle of gas, I guess. Doesn't appear to do anything. It is moving ever so slightly that way. Alright then. It might be a relevant game mechanic feature at some point. Maybe that's a thing that we need to scan. Oh. Weird flashy things happening over there. But it stopped. Wait. What's happening over there? What's the flashy things? Flashy thing. Flashy thing. Flashy thing. Flashy thing. What the hell's going on? I'm so confused. There's so many flashy things happening. I don't know what's going on. Could be interstellar lightning, perhaps. Could be. I am thoroughly confused regardless. Oh no, it's gamma ray burst. It's actually going straight into my eyeball, causing the flashy things, and we're just gonna go blind soon. Oh no. It's definitely doing something though. There is definitely a something happening over there. What happens if I get closer to it and the flashy things are happening? Now the flashy things aren't happening. Further away again. Flashy thing. Alright, you know what? I'm going to call it a visual artifact and walk away. Float away. Whatever. You know what I mean. Yes, this must be from lack of hydration. Perfect. Alright, so we got Lumbria, we got... this one's not bad. Mad Hatteria. That one's not bad at all. 10,000 copper, 8,000 gold, 9,000 aluminum. Is a volcanic ellipsoid. You know what? Sure, we'll take it. Mad Hatteria. Where are you at? Where are you at? That way. We're going that way. Up. That way. More up, less that way. More up, less that way. Okay. Whatever your gas cloud is, don't eat my planets. Don't eat my planets. Okay. Good. Good. We're going that way. No booze, Voluna. I have none. I wasn't smart enough to get any for the weekend. But yes, we can save. We can definitely save. I'm gonna have another toffee thing because these things are delicious. Get in the bag. Get in the bag. Ow. That was the reference, Big D. Alright. More up. Maybe even a little that way. More up and that way. Drugs are bad, okay? I also liked his song on swearing. I don't remember any of it, but I liked it. Icky Master, hello, hi, welcome. How are you doing? It was named Carol of the Bells? Really? Or are you just talking about a different song entirely? Okay. Alright, we're mostly that way. We're getting there. Working on it. Oh, we're going through Purple Nebula. Nice. Hi, Purple Nebula. Oh, we got another planet up there. What do we got? Decent gold and aluminum is the Mad Hattaria, and then we have Viper Akura, which is mediocre, I guess. Oh. The Kool-Aid. We're gonna go to the Kool-Aid. Unfortunately, I think by the time I get to Mad Hattaria, the Kool-Aid might be out of my vision and it won't have the name anymore. That would be unfortunate. So back straight southeast is where we're gonna go once we get done with Mad Hattaria. But that one's got a decent deposit of gold, copper, iron, and carbon, so all the basics. You don't know the swearing song? That's amazing. It's just Mr. Mackey swearing and then telling them not to swear and then giving them a whole bunch of amusing alternatives to swearing. Alright, so we need to stop going this way. Go more up. You know what's funny? I'm doing this manually when I have the capability of building the navigator doodad. I just don't have the materials for it yet. So let's see about getting the materials. I need more computer chips. Give. So we're still navigating, okay. So we need 4 computer chips. So I need 24 gold wire and 8 of these. Make me some things, please. Make me things, please. Oh, Mad Heteria is almost done being on my level. So we're gonna cut you off. And we're gonna put you that way. Maybe a little bit less up. Oh, yeah, I remember him doing the Carol of Bells. I forgot about the Christmas special. That was a great one. Alright, we'll go straight now. There you go, Valuna. That's the one. Alright, so working towards Mad Heteria. Looks like the Kool-Aid is actually staying within range. This is good. Ooh, do I want that? Grelly Grove Prime. A lot of carbon, iron, just an insane amount of copper, aluminum, and titanium. Looks like we're gonna be expanding our base, guys. Looks like we're just gonna be eating a bunch more planets. Ah, asteroid, bonk. Alright, Mad Heteria, you're taking a long time to get into place, sir. Was that from the South Park movie? I'm trying to think of that, the swearing song. I think that was from the South Park movie because it was swearing that ended up being curse words that like released the devil or something. And we need more over. More over. Yeah. Yep, hit and enter by accident. It's all fun times. Now that one I think is the little mini planetoid. Iron deposit, yep, okay. I don't think I need it, but I might take it anyway. Alright, Mad Heteria is almost in line. I actually need to go down. Perfect. Get you right about where we need to be. And stop. Momentum's for suckers. Alright, so we just need to find a place to park this thing. I'm pretty sure I want to hook it up to that side. Dart ball, basically. Lots of stuff inside, though, so that's nice. Alright, little dirt ball. I mean, I could tuck it in there. Get a little bit more squeezed in, perhaps. Let's see, where can I squeeze you? Could probably attach you to here. That might work. Might be a little bit tight. Not sure. Oh, too close. Or too far. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing docked. I just need to scooch it over there. I think you can. It just might not look quite right. So let's see, we need to go this way. No, we need to go this way. Now we need to go this way. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit too close. Could do a little platform. Let's see what it looks like. It's probably gonna look like absolute butt. Yeah, a little bit of clipping. Not too bad, though. Almost perfect right there. Think that little bit of clipping is fine for now? Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's see about building that thing. Got the computers. This thing. Control panel. Control panel. So I'm just going to face the control panel north. Whether or not that matters is a different thing. Okay, what do we got? Yeah. Oh. Neat. Okay. Okay. Stop immediately. Okie dokie. Let's hook up all my dudes. Probably gonna need a lot more power to run all these at once. But now we can go. Yeah. Neat. Neato. Okay. So now I would like to go to... Oh, it disappeared. It disappeared off the list, which means it's no longer going to have the Kool-Aid name. That's a shame. But let's go ahead and grab Grelly Grove Prime, because that's a good spot. I have no idea where I'm going to hook it yet, but we need to go south, a little bit east. South, a little bit east, and up. We're going that way. Yeah, some of the early South Park stuff was fantastic. They went off the rails a few times. I mean, okay, they've always been off the damn rails, but they went off the rails a little bit more than anticipated. Right, how about more? More. Ah, sweet Jesus. I'm under here now. Emergency, stop. Stop. Alright. So, one problem is the FPS. The FPS is dropping hard. Oh, R.I.P. Kenny. I think there's more times that he hasn't died since the first time he didn't die. They made a whole episode of him dying and it being like the most important thing in the world. It was the Christmas. Okay. All right, so we still need to go that way. Let's continue to go that way. Hello, sniper. Yes, kinda. That was a good one. I like that. You can feel my FPS. I can too. It's awful. But we're working on picking up another dirt ball. Oh god, oh god, FPS. Stop. Dirt ball. I need to pick up that dirt ball. I need to get to that dirt ball though. And getting to that dirt ball appears to be a little bit difficult. So we need to go that way. It's pretty much straight south, a little bit more east. South, a little bit more east. We have zero visibility, by the way. I can't look behind me and back up this truck. So we're going slow. Let's go down a little bit. And then south a little more east. More of that. One more down. One more south and east. How we doing? Oh, we're getting there. I'm probably just going to staple it on the side here since I don't really feel like figuring out how to move it. So let's attach a staple. Attach a staple. There we go. Oh, there's a freaking cactus in my way. Stupid cactus, get out of here. I said, stupid cactus, get out of here. Alright. So we need to go back more. Back more. Back more. We'll see if this works. I just need to... I need to dig a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Alright, is this gonna work? Hey, it's working. Oh god, I'm gonna be in the way. Do not be in between two planets when stapling them together. Life lessons. And kablamo. Docked. Alright, so let's take a peek at this little monstrosity from above. Get above. There we go. There. I have a couple planets. It might be fun. Briefly. Alright, how you guys doing down here? You guys doing work? You guys doing work. Good. How you doing? Robot doesn't have any more water to work with. Okay, that's fine. How's all the robots doing? Robots? Robots are roboting. Good robots. What about more distant robots? You guys roboting? You're also roboting. Oh, good. I approve of the robots doing the roboting. Have I... Yeah, okay. I took some time around here to clear up as many of the debris over the deposits as I could. And I'm pretty sure I got it all, but you never know. Alright, robots. Robots are roboting. Yeah, it'll be fun briefly and then squish. So, Sylvanus Pina. We're about halfway done with what I was wanting to clear off of here. Gold deposit's almost done, then we can divert all of the robots to doing copper. Then it'll probably take another hour or two to finish up clearing this thing off, so probably won't be done tonight, but we can drop it off in the nearest ocean or something. So it looks like it's a nice little ocean-based island. It'll be fine. And zoop. Now, do we have this one? It's Zup 31. I don't... Was this the Kool-Aid one? I think that was the Kool-Aid one, which is unfortunate. We also have this one, which is Jonemi 2. Has some decent deposits on it. Okay, then we got Fidgety. Fidgety. Fidgety's got some okay stuff on it for being so tiny. Not bad. I don't know, can you rename him? Erismundo the Third. You can. Alright then, that's handy. I was not aware of this. So we could have the Kool-Aid back again if we wanted to. But I think I need to pause here for a bit and not collect more planets. Because if I keep collecting more planets, I'm never going to mine the ones I've got. I need to get rid of some of them. So we've got this guy in the works. It's gonna take a while because Cyros has still quite a few resources on it. I'm gonna miss my sombrero, but by the time I'm done with it, it's not gonna be very sombrero-ish. And I like this little crescent-shaped dude, but again, it's not gonna be very useful once I'm done chewing it up. But let's do some automation, I think. And I think I need to build more space. I think I need to build more space. So let's see, what do we got here? So we got all of my smelters are currently just grabbing stuff. They're just grabbing stuff from space, processing it down, and turning it into ingots. I'm wondering if I should just drop all of these ingots into my constructor and just keep plates churning out. That might be an idea. Always need to go bigger. Exactly, Zipman. Howdy, welcome. I mean, yeah, I could keep the planetoids. I could keep them and build on them to do stuff. There's just not terribly much point to doing that. Alright, what do we got? So we've got metal frames as available now. Also titanium rods, but I don't think I can even cook up titanium rods yet. Human planet. Give them dirt to work with? Pfft. No, that's crazy. Probably not a bad idea, but I don't know what the humans are for at the moment. So far, the only thing I found for the humans is cooking up food and doing sciencey research. There is another profession in here. Engineer. I don't know what that accomplishes, but it's a thing. Oh, no idea. Engineer. We'll figure it out eventually. Oh, you wanna dump them on the ice planet? Oh, okay. I mean, if we're gonna be cruel to the humans, we might as well. Alright, so science is done. You know what, let's do one more science. There, that'll clear up that bit. Let's clear up the pockets a little bit. That's fine. Alright, now what do I want to do? I think I need to... automate some more science. I don't really have any science automated. To automate the science, we need iron and copper bars, we need iron rods, carbon fiber, oxygen, aluminum, and motherboard. So that's actually quite a bit if we're going to automate all of the science. But I think if we start with automating the production of some of the stuff, that would be fine. So let's do... I also need water automated, and I definitely did not build this to be automatable, so I might need to redo the farm at some point. Currently, I'm just manually dumping ice in there whenever I need to. What I could do is I could do just a water level. I could expand out, or at least part of water level. I could expand this little platform out all the way to here and just do a boatload of water. I don't know if I have the means to do a boatload of water because I don't really have all that much ice incoming. Just whatever's coming from the asteroids here. I mean, I have a lot of ice at the moment, but not a crazy amount coming in on a regular basis. Huh. What do I want to do? Oh, the quartz? Yeah, it's a shame the bots can't do that. Oh, speaking of, you have reminded me. Let's revisit expert mining. Do I have enough for it? I do. Done. Alright, let's get it up enough for nuclear energy. I need 30 chemistry. 30 chemistry. That's a lot of chemistry. 30 chemistry is going to cost me a lot. 120? 120. There. Let's see if we can get some nuclear power going on. But I wanted to play with those new those new advanced miners. So let's get advanced miner. So this requires what I think those are the aluminum plates. So let's get this on here. Yes, I can focus them on ice if I wanted to. And since I do have enough incoming materials from the other, all of the planets, I could definitely focus it on ice if I wanted to. We also have diggable ice over here. All these little patches of ice. So if I wanted to, I could set up a miner on here as well to get ice. But first, I need aluminum aluminum plates. So oh god, it's 16 seconds per. Ick, gross. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. So let's do 60 for now. 60 plates gets me 10 advanced miners. I know you can't compact the snow into ice. It counts as dirt, technically. You'd think you'd be able to. Or just convert the snow into water. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and retire these guys early. So let's get this crap going. Get these guys out of here. I might... Yeah, we'll just rebuild this, it's fine. We're going to retire these guys, we're going to replace them with the advanced miners and see how well they do. I'm sure they'll do great. Alright, that whole section is actually done. So I'll need to find a new spot to mine anyway, since we're doing aluminum stuff, maybe I should focus on one of these big old aluminum veins. Yeah, this is a good spot, right here. Hi, Gila. Are you gonna stop yelling at me? He started yelling at me immediately. Stop yelling at me. Stop it. Stop it. Maybe. It'd be nice if things got changed up a little bit on the ice planets. I think it would be a little bit too overpowered, though, if you could just capture an entire ice planet and mine the entire thing for water. Basically an endless water supply. Just do exclamation meow. That's all you gotta do. Oh, Slamper's gonna make me stretch. Okay. Hey, what did I say about yelling at me, sir? Big D, I've already eaten multiple small planets myself, so me, I would do that. Oh, hidden plant. Alright, so that's the spot that we're gonna do an advanced miner on. I need my plates, please. Really? Only 4 plates so far? Alright. Give me one more at least, please. They're not quite as bad as the carbon fibers, but still. As an advanced resource, they're kind of awful. Give. Alright, so I have wire, we're good. Oh, I need to drop off some resources. Okay. So let's go see how this works. So advanced miner is yay big. It's got power and 2 outs on one side. It's friggin' huge, which I love. Alright. Alright. I need to make more space for it. Alright. I need to make more space for it. Alright, more space has been made. I think I will also need to platform out just a little bit. So where's the end of this? It is here. Okay. How big is the damn thing? It is 7 by 7. Alright. We need to chew out a little bit more of this corner. How is it in multiplayer? Because I've been reading a bunch of stuff about the multiplayer having quite a few issues. But if you like it in multiplayer, clearly it's got something going for it. Hey, get out of my way, Rock. Get out of my way. I'm busy. Thank you. Okay, so that's big enough. We might need to go up a layer. That might be what I'm seeing here. So yeah, let's go up a layer. Biggest issue is seeing each other online. Okay, that doesn't sound like a huge issue. No, multiplayer is already there. It's not terribly stable from what I've heard. But maybe it is. Okay. So, do we just need the whole damn thing to be platformed? Okay, I can build it. Kind of want to build it. Let's see. Yeah, if I build it one over. Nah, we'll build it right there. It's fine. So, I would assume this can't dig through the ground or through the platform, but you need the platform to build it. I would say that needs to be readjusted at some point. You require 8 power. Okay, so let's get more platform out here. And I'm not gonna conveyor belt this at the moment, so we're just gonna power. That is not quite enough power. There. So it can dig through. That feels a little bit weird. It feels very weird. Better. Much better. Oh, I'm gonna take you. Alright. Carry on. It's faster, for sure. Alright. Alright. It's doing a thing. Wonderful. Now we have this spot here, but it's kind of tiny. I also don't know how deep those go. Like the other ones went about 5 squares deep, give or take. Yeah, I like the flowers. They are listed as plants in the upper right there, but they are definitely made out of quartz. I don't get it. It's amusing though. I haven't used this in a while. Probably should just take this whole damn thing down. It was beneficial when I was doing a whole bunch of like remote work and wanted one central place to collect it all. But I keep having to move all of the miners just so damn often that it doesn't feel like it's worth the time to do it. It's easier just to collect them at the spot. Now, once these have a limited inventory, that would be something that we'll probably need to do. Like stack sizes and whatnot. If the stack sizes go down to like 100 or whatever, you're going to have to pump out of these things to be able to keep them running. But for right now, since the stack sizes are infinite, it's not a thing. Howdy, Smooth Agent. Give. Zoop. Yoink. Alright, let's go get some more, these. Get some more of these. If I can get 2 more of them, that'd be great, but that's fine. Alright, so what was I doing again? Right. I was contemplating how and what to automate. I don't have answers to that yet. But what I might do... What if we make a near duplicate of this thing on that side and had some dedication to ice? It's like these are all just getting regular resources. If we set one up to do only ice and then had all that ice feeding down into water processing, that could be a thing. I just don't know how to near duplicate this. We don't have an easy copy and paste. We're probably going to have to just not make it roughly the same size, but not the same style, because I don't know if I can do that. But we can try. So how big is this thing? It is... $31? I'm pretty sure. 31 square. Now that's going to be a lot of these foundations, because I haven't really made the foundations before. Those are expensive. 1 rod and 1 steel screw per. And we need lots of steel rods, or iron rods, to make the steel screws. Oof. Oof. So expensive. Yeah, I want to do just flooring, but at the same time, there was talk about making it so that you need structural stability, or that you need foundations under your floors, or else it won't be able to hold together. So I don't necessarily want to get into a position where my entire base is going to fall apart. Morning was rough. That's unfortunate, Smooth Agent. But at least now is okay. So let's see, how big is this platform? I think this platform is as big as I want to make it. We've got the end of this platform here. We've got 1 space, and then all of my drone parking, and then we've got 1 space. So if we immediately started building the other platform here, we should be good. I have some on me. I have rods and I have screws. So let's do a little bit of platform work and see how that comes out. Let's see. Let's do this one here. Sure. I think it's these ones. Yeah, that looks like the one. Nope, that button. So let's do that. I am slightly confused by that statement, but you do use Smooth Agent. Oh, interesting. You have to actually do the foundation attached to something underneath first. Curious. Alright, let's do another layer of floor then. You know what? Should I attempt to replicate this? I feel like I should. I feel like it would be most aesthetically pleasing if I did attempt to replicate that. So which floor is that? Floor metal 13, I think, is the one. Yeah, floor metal 13. Let's replicate it to the best of my ability. Step 1 done. Perfect. Alright, then what do we got? We got floor orange middle. And I think that goes all the way around the edge. And then we've got the floor 13 there. So we can do floor orange middle. Oh, it does tell me how many. Okay, this is good. So let's do, how many floor orange middles are there? There's 29. So I was right on my 31 count. So let's do that. I'm attempting to replicate, and this is probably going to be a pain in the ass. But we're gonna try. I'm doing what I can, Smooth Agent, but yeah, my interpretation algorithms only work so well. All right, then we have the interior is these lights here. So wait, that's floor orange right and floor orange middle. Oh my god. Okay, we're not replicating that. Unfortunately, they alternated floor orange right and floor orange middle. And I don't have that at all. Oh, that's right. It's okay. God damn it. All right. So they did. Yeah. Okay. That's what they did. Really? Really? Really, guys? All right. Well, I'm not fucking doing that. We're just leaving it with floor orange left, which has lights all the way across the board. It's fine. Alright, what do we got here? We got floor metal white, and I think that's going to be the next layer. Now, I don't think I'm going to replicate that piece here, but floor orange white. Stuck on the cables. Floor orange white, floor orange middle. We'll do floor orange, or we'll do the floor metal white for most of the other layers. So we need 2 layers on this side, 3 layers on this side. Floor metal white. This is a tricky build. Alright. So we got 3 over here. We got 2 here. Okay. It's coming together. It's coming together. Now, if I'm not going to replicate this piece here, I think we just need to do the floor white all the way. And that is going to be 10? 10 in? What's the other one? Oh, diagonals, okay. Wait, am I out of plates? I'm out of freaking plates! Alright, give me more plates. 2,000 of them should be enough. Perfect. Yeah. Plates. It's not nearly as decorative as theirs, but it's fine. Now, should I attempt to replicate this? Should I? Do I want to? Sniper says no. And that's probably a fair assessment. However, let's take a peek at these multiple plate situations. Let's just see what they look like. So we've got number 5. Looks like that. We've got number 6. Looks like that. Should I? Yes. Do I want to? Not really, no. This one. Looks like that. A confident maybe. There we go. That's how I live my life. And then that one. Oh, I like that. That's neat. Unfortunately, I'm going to be building a bunch of shit on here. So, no. But it's neat, and we'll try to keep in mind that that exists at some point. Sniper likes number 7. Give me back. Ooh, that could be the roof of the greenhouse that will be on the top floor. Yes. I like it. So do we want to go with this floor? And do we want to go with this floor more across this whole area? Or do we want to intersperse some of that? Now the other alternative is, let me get rid of all these, because we're not replicating the whole thing anymore. We're gonna get rid of all that interior stuff. Perfect. The alternative is I use this a lot, and I like it. We do have other floor options available as well, but if we could find something that complements number 7, then we could mix it in occasionally. I understand, Smooth Agent. Hey, sometimes jokes make good ideas. Alright, let's see if we have any other floors that look good here. So that's the one that I typically use is the floor metal gray. We also have a floor fencing. We have floor mod, floor metal. That's the gray. We have floor mod here. Floor sci-fi. Floor stripes gray. So let's do little patches of each of these. Alright, and then I think we have this one, that one, that one. Looking through the ones that might be decent. That one maybe. Okay. So, we have... You know, let's put down the floor fence and see what that looks like as well. Because I saw it, and I was trying to figure out how it could be used. Maybe. Definitely a maybe for the floor of the greenhouse. Because we're also going to have potentially animals up there as well. And having, you know, having animal poo raining down from above would be very amusing, at the very least. So let's see. First off, if we're going to use these, what goes well with those? Those are just weird. They're holy. I don't like them. Kind of like this one that goes well with these. Floor. Fucking helpful is what that is. Yeah, that might work. We'll see how that looks when we get up there. So yeah, I think this one just splotches the different floors just like that. A little bit too patchwork for my taste. But what we might do is a a little bit of a pattern. So I think let's get rid of the ones I don't like. We'll get rid of these. Get rid of those. Get rid of this for now because it's not part of this project. I don't care for the matte black. This one might be alright. Let's get rid of that stuff. So, this one I don't really care for either. And I'd say probably not this one. This one's not attached to anything, but that's fine. I think this one will be good for a little bit of an accent. Maybe they both will, actually. So let's see about decorating a little bit. So let's do 2 layers of that one. We'll kill those. Yeah, it is early access. They are still, they're developing it daily, which is very nice. Every day there's new patches. But yeah, it's a nice game so far. There's another one I need to get back to, also early access, called Junk Punks. We had done a big multiplayer run of it at some point, and it went pretty well. So let's see, I think it's this one? It's just labeled as floor here. I was hoping it would keep the actual name, like Floor Psi or whatever. It's either Floor Stripes Gray or it's Floor Psi. Which one are you? Floor Psi. Okay. So we got Floor Psi. We've got Floor Metal Gray. We've got this floor here. And then you are floor black and you are floor silver. Alright. Oh, it does say floor Psi. Interesting. Because I've been relying on the selection at the bottom that says floor. And this one matches, floor black versus floor black. But for some reason, this one doesn't match. Yeah, all of the other ones have matched so far, so this is the odd one out. But we'll get rid of that. We know what it is now. This one can go. We'll redo. You know what? I almost kind of want. Yeah, let's do this. I want these to be a different style. Maybe we'll do the floor silver or the floor black out there. Yeah, just a minor glitch. Not a huge deal. Yeah, I've been playing this for a bit. How much time do I have in this game so far? I'm on just shy of 20 hours. 19 as of right now, so we'll hit 20 tonight. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I also want to play more Junk Punks. They've updated quite a bit. And I think Satisfactory might be at a spot where I'm finally ready to play it. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. Let's see, floor silver. Are you a floor silver type of situation, or are you a floor black kind of situation? Let's do floor black. I like the contrast against the white. Alright, so we'll do these ones this away. Alright, and then let's do One of you in the corner. One of you there. We're gonna patchwork this thing, I think. That was not patchworky enough. Let's do one batch of that. That was there. I don't know if patchwork is my style. I'm having a hard time with the patchwork. I did see that update 7 is out. I just haven't looked at it to see what it is yet. Oh, they're adding blueprints. Nice. It's about time. Yeah, I don't know if I could do patchwork. I'm having a hard time with patchwork. My brain does not work that way. If it's an early access game that I'm just simply waiting for, I won't typically read patch notes. I'll just wait until I'm ready to play it. If it's one that I'm keeping a close watch on, just to see if I can get it to a point where I'd be happy to play it, then yeah, I'll watch closely. Or if it's one that I played a lot, and then I'm just waiting for enough content to return to it, then I'll definitely watch more. See that? I think that's way too random patchwork for my taste. I don't care for it. So we're gonna kill it and figure out a different thing. I do want to use these panels. I just need to figure out how to use them in a way that works. Oh god. It would be very annoying if the asteroids caused damage, yes. That would be unacceptable. Unless there were fewer of them and they gave you defenses. Like, aside from just collecting them to mine, you would need some sort of like laser destruction system to shoot them away when you're not collecting them. Like, your collection system can be a part of your defense rather than destroying them. Like, you start off the game, as it is currently, you start off the game and you just immediately start mining asteroids with your pick. So that could be one method of keeping them away from you. And then a little mini laser system to shoot away the ones that you miss, and then add in the collection system as like a progression type deal. But no, as it is right now, you pick them away first, and then you collect them, and then whatever you miss just rams into your ship and you're done. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do this outer layer here, because I'm gonna forget it if I don't do it. So we need to do angled out 3 spaces. And I think we can just stick with this metal outer, because that's the floor metal gray. So let's do that. Out 3 spaces, and we need angled this way. Like a so. Okay. Vertical conveyors in this one? Sort of. Sort of yes, sort of no. So we've got... Give. We've got conveyors. We've got uppy and downy conveyors. And then we also have... I haven't actually played with these yet, but we have transport pipes. Here, let me put that there. And transport pipes can be that way. Right, hang on. I need a thing first. We need this. I don't have the materials for it. I forgot I don't have the materials for it. But yes, the transport pipes can go vertical and horizontal and vertical and all that. So the transport pipes are intended to be your longer distance travel for items. But you can certainly use them for whatevs. So no straight vertical conveyors, but there is a vertical conveying option. Alright, for right now I'm going to move this thing. We have a planet attached to that one, so I can't move that one just now. I could, however, scoot the planet. Let's scoot the planet. We'll scoot the planet in this away a little bit. Let's see, where's the planet need to be scooted? That looks roughly centered. Scooting the planet. There, it's been scooted. Alright, let's double check. I haven't looked in a while. How you guys doing? You digging holes into the top of the sombrero? Doing good? How we doing material wise? 1,000, great. Love it. How are you guys doing? Oh, you finished all the gold, haven't you? Yep, just copper now. Okay. You switch to copper. You switch to copper. I'll take the gold. There we go. Oh, and I might as well take the copper too. While I'm here. And I think, since you're underworked, I will dump you into here. Okay, so back to this. So we have a ring of 2 around each side. Let's see. Let's just do the whole thing in sci-fi floor for the moment. You look like that. Yeah, okay. You can go with that. Delete. Now these are, how big? These are 3 by 4 in size. So if we're going to use these, what if we did... How big is this space, by the way? This space is 25 by 15. Okay. Not quite sure I follow, Big D. I'm also wondering, what does it look like with them just there being a lot of them? Hang on. I'm curious. Oh, you're talking about to just separate out that big floor pattern? Maybe. So what if I did... Oh, that's not... No. That doesn't work at all. Okay, click and drag on those does not work. You know, they don't really tile that well. I mean, they do. They just don't... They don't tile terribly well. That's unfortunate. I'm not really willing to test it, because these are fairly bugged. There was a bug that we found out last stream that actually the Discord mod was here watching, and if I try to overlap this over a spot where it can't be placed, it will just eat the resources. So I suspect if I were to click and drag and do a bunch of them overlapping, it would probably eat all of my resources. So I'd rather not do that. What if... It's a shame. Those don't even line up. If I scooted it, though, they might line up. Scoot it by one. Kind of sort of lines up. Kind of sort of. And then we can fill in the gaps with that one, maybe? No, I think we have to fill it in with the one I've been using. It's a little bit closer of a match to the metal. Not terrible. One of the slight hazards of doing anything with radial symmetry and squares is that radial symmetry and squares very easily leads to things that are very similar to swastikas, and that can be a hazard to work with. It's not quite. I think we're close enough away from it to not be a huge problem. The question is, do we do more than one of those, or do we just have that as like the centerpiece? I don't know. I like them, but I'm really having a hard time getting them to a spot where I like the look of them. So we're gonna delete that for now. And what I'm gonna do instead is we're just gonna pop the center of this thing with silver for the moment. A little bit more of a cleaner look. I know. So I was building something in Space Engineers. I don't remember what I was building. And I was just working, my brain was working in radial symmetry, and I was just building, and I was building, and I wasn't paying attention to what it came out as. And then I stepped away and I floated a little bit away and looked down at what I was building, and it was just straight up a swastika. And I'm like, God damn it. Just put a small one in the middle. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of that. Just like right there. I think that's my middle spot. Let's delete that. I think that's my middle spot. Thinking. Yeah, it can't even be. I don't think it can be centered either. Because if it's an even or an odd numbered platform like I've got currently, there's no center point on the construct, so I would need to have the center point off a bit. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that. So let's do that spot there. Is that the right orientation? No, opposite. So that puts that thing there. Yeah, they'd pretty much need to be separated out by a square. So we'd do that. We'd do that. Then we do that. Something like that. I still think I want this metal to be in the middle. Maybe we do a line all the way, oops, each direction. Something like that. Maybe we fill in all the way around it. I do like that you can do this at range. So if you fill all of that in with the metallic that I've been using. God damn it. I just pushed the wrong button. So we fill all that in with this. Maybe we can take away those lines there. Take away those lines. Are you talking about filling in these 4 spaces with different floors? I could try it. See how it goes. What do we want in the middle there? Let's do black. Let's extend the black from the outer ring. Hello, Gila. How are you? Hello, Gila. How are you? I almost need to extend the black out here as well. So what I was thinking is take this here and fill that in with this one. Although I think, can we rotate that? It can be rotated. Oh, that's awesome. The texture can be rotated. So if we did that then... God damn it. Rotate. I don't know if I want them to be different floors, though. I think I want all the sections to match. Now the question is, what do we do with these? Do we make these... Do we make these black? Or do we make them accented with silver, perhaps? And then they were literally just silver already. Then we get rid of these. Can't tell which direction it's facing. Because it wasn't the right damn one. That's why. This one. Still can't tell. Not that way. Damn it. Okay, fine. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just rotate it afterward. Here. Get placed. Get selected. Get rotated. These are not really doing it for me. But what to do with them? They can either be, let's test out both theories here. They can either be an extension of the black, or they can be an extension of the interior silver. And we could maybe just take that little nubbin and make that silver as well. Could extend the floor size well. Let's try that. I don't like the black at all, so let's get rid of that. To rotate or to not rotate? Actually, I think extending the floor size works pretty well. Yeah, let's do that. It's fairly good. More treats for me. Hooray. You liking it? Good. They have different thicknesses. Kind of a neat effect. I like the recessed aspect of it down here. Shit, keep forgetting I need to breathe. I don't have my oxygen set up over there. Right? I kind of dig it. Did I do 4 or 5? I think I did 4. I did 5. Alright. 5. 5 it is. Okay. When we see board cube, trying not to board cube. Trying really hard not to cube this thing. I need to do 6 down. So I can have platform. And then we can remove the bottom one. There we go. Okay. So, that is the beginnings of the next segment. I think we're doing okay. I have plenty of plenty of metal. So let's just do it. Oh, crap. I totally forgot. I didn't do the rest of my downs. Here we go. There we go. There. Getting there. Oh, I wanted to check on this guy. How are you doing? Oh, dear God. Well, it goes deeper. That it definitely does. However, it doesn't go deep enough. Curious. How much did it get? It got 1,600 material, give or take. I also was not expecting this. I was expecting it to dig the whole area, so I placed it kind of wrong, sort of. So we're gonna need to replace this thing. And I should be able to place it to get both this bit and that bit down there. Live and learn indeed. So, let's take this. Take the stuff. And we'll take the thing. Hello, Gila. How are you? And we'll take the thing. And we'll take the stuff. Now, I need to... The edge needs to be like right here. Let's get it down a little ways. And then we need the platform. Now, figuring out how to do this is a little bit tricky, because I think I have to platform the whole damn thing. And then I don't have to dig out, but it just feels right to dig out the bottom, or the platform underneath. Let's get this little area done. Alright, we need one more out. One more space out. And then we need the platform to come back a little ways as well. Alright. Let's try this again. So, right there, I think. Moderately sure. Ooh, have fun making popcorn. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That should be enough. Yep, okay. So you're doing the thing, and then we can take that. And just let it do its thing. It does look like we're going to miss this block here. Because it doesn't... it's fine. It just needs to be moved less often than the little ones. Alright, so if we set up another round of these guys over there and set them just to collecting ice, we should be good. The only thing I don't know is if they're going to collect asteroids that are only ice, or if they're going to collect ones that are multi-material. Like that one is coal and copper. Ice can come with other materials attached to it. So is it going to get those as well? And we're going to have other materials to deal with, or is it going to grab ones that are just pure ice? That I don't know. So we're going to have to find out. I think, though, I might need to put them on a lower level. Because if we're going to do an upper greenhouse, then that needs to be kind of the upper floor. The alternative I can think of, since this only takes up yay much space, we can have these up, and then the greenhouse could be the other portion of that platform. That might work. I have plenty of materials for these. How did I put these together? Oh yeah. Power to power. Okay. So let's do it for now. Power to power. There we go. And then a space. So they're already sucking in asteroids. I didn't really want that, but I didn't have a chance to set them only to do ice. Alright, so only ice if you could please. It'd be great if I could tell these guys not to do ice. I could set them to carbon, for example, and just make sure that we've got fuel incoming, but I don't really need it. But if these guys are only catching ice, then that's fine. And then we'll have an overage of ice over there, as those guys collect everything else. Yeah, so here's one of the ones that's ice and iron. So that's the kind of asteroid I'm not sure how it will handle it. If it will catch those as well and we'll have extra resources to deal with, or if it will just leave them. We're going to have to find out. So, let's see. If I do this, then we're going to have ice coming out of these guys, and I might take the ice out the back here and dump it this away, and maybe have our water pool at the bottom. As we can do the water pool like so, with however many of these that we want to do. But we'll also need the ice chewers here. So these guys are... Okay. Yeah, there isn't an easy way to change up how these are, like where their inputs and outputs are, which is unfortunate. That's fine. So I think I will end up with a row of these down here. I just don't know how I need to put them, because I could do input to input, but I don't think I can easily push both directions, so that's not going to work. So then we could do water to water, and they can both output that direction. But then we need to power input on both sides, and we need to item input on both sides. There's no real easy answer to this, honestly. I don't know how to do this just yet. Yeah, no idea. You know what? We'll just leave them there. That's fine. I'll give them my idea of where I'm going next. So ice is going to be coming in here. It looks like they've changed. Yeah, it looks like they dumped whatever they were holding on to before, and now they only have ice steroids. And yes, they are grabbing ones that have multiple materials on them. So we are going to have other materials to deal with. It's fine. It's fine. Just a bit to process. We can do... I think we can do a box. I think a box will work just fine. Let's do a box. So if we do a box here, I don't know, it doesn't particularly matter where it goes. So we have a box there. We have all of the belts coming in this way. How are you processing materials? I don't even have power. You know what? It's fine. I'll take it. Alright, hopefully that's enough belt. At the moment it's not enough belt because they've been processing without having power. I don't know how they're doing it. Pine! Hello, Pine. The cat jam. You finally got your cat jam. Thank you for the sub, Pine. I appreciate it. 10 months. Almost a whole year. Alright, so these guys are dumping out. They're done. And then these guys are gonna have to dump out. I don't know how they processed anything. Wait, have a theory. Change you to iron. That's fine, Pine. Neither am I. I have some on automatic, and that's about it. So even though you're not getting notices, you're still getting the subs. I promise. Alright, that didn't work. I don't know how they processed anything. They don't have power. Not a freaking clue. But I think this will be enough. And this can be my catch-all box, and then we can filter out to only have ice. So I need my filter. Where's my filter? Filter. Ice only. That's not working at all. That's not working at all. What about filter? An actual filter. Filter might be handy. Filter. Only ice, please. That's better. They'd process them with raw willpower. Ah, yes. All right, so we're gonna attempt to play with the new thing. Let's play with this thing. I need glass, screws, and gears. Cool. This is probably completely unnecessary, but I want to play with the tubes. Screws and gears. Screws and gears. Give me. I don't know how many do I need? I need 4 gears per joint. I need 2 joints minimum. So let's go with. What's the screw to gear conversion? Is 2 to 2. Okay. Let's do just 8 then. Get those converted. And then I need more screws. So some? Sure. Also, I am noticing we have no friggin' power. I'm running on 36% efficiency because I have no power. So here, have some power. I need more power. I need more coal in my pocket. Here, more coal in my pocket. There we go. Good. Okay, so we have power again. And we're at 70% efficiency, which means I still don't have enough power. Awesome. Cool. Love it. Okay. So, two more gears. Gimme. Screws, I'll take them. So this thing is not the right button. This thing is the conveyor joint, and it takes conveyor in and tube out. So then this would end up being down here. I think you have to swap them, yeah. So then tube in and conveyor out. And then you take your tubes and you take and you need glass before you can take your tubes. All right. I don't have any glass. This is turning out great. Let's do 100 glass. Make me glass. That's true. I do like not falling to my death. That is nice. Glass. Slow. I have enough to make 4 tubes. Oh man, I'm gonna need quartz a lot if I'm gonna be making tubes to move items. Now this is completely unnecessary. Like, I literally can just conveyor all of this down if I wanted to. It would be an angled, janky conveyor, but it would be fine. I'm just trying to do a vertical tube. I need to out and tube. How to... tube. One more tube. Up tube. We're tubing. Exactly. What's the fun in not tubing? Alrighty, RK. Thanks for hanging out. Have yourself a good night. More tube. More tube. Give me more tube. Son of a bitch! I built it off center. I'm attempting the tubing. The tubing is attempted. There we go. Tube. We're tubing. Right? Yay for hamster tubes. I love it. Now I just need to figure out how to get all of this powered up, wired up, and then I need to figure out how to get the ice from this little chunklet here into all of this. Especially since all of their inputs are on different sides. It's going to be kind of obnoxious. An option to that would be, let's see, let's take these guys, let's move them back a square, since now we know where our items are coming in. So then we can do Really, my only options are 2 per side. Because you got power coming here, you got water going there. Power and water. You can't really do anything beyond that. But the ice will come out here, and I'll probably have to split multiple directions, and then split here. So I guess I can only really do 4 ice crunchers? I guess. Seems fine. I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know all of the answers to those questions. Like these tubes, I don't know if they can go through floors. So let's test. I don't have any more glass. I need more glass. I need more tubes. Alright, so first off, can tubes go through floors? Yes. Does it work? I don't know. I suppose I could test that, but I don't feel like it should, because the floors are kind of solid objects that the items really should not be passing through. But it might work. I could find out. Oh, see? They're processing. 0% efficiency, 0 power, and yet they are actually processing ice. It's probably slower than it probably should be, but they are doing it. So let's test the floor situation. So let's delete you. And let's build tubes straight up. We'll even grab some ice and just put it in to test it. Alright, so the ice is going down. Passes straight through the floor. Love it. Love it. It's unnecessary because I was planning on using some of this floor space, but it's good to know. It works. It does indeed work. Whether or not it's intended to work is a different matter. But yes. Good night, RK. Yeah, I don't think I want it to work. I think I do actually want to go out. Oh. That causes weirdness. Don't question the tubes. Tubes, just do your own thing. Be tubes. Be good tubes. Designing a floor plan for the ice crushers. I don't think it's going to be necessary, honestly. Because the biggest limiting factor is I can't put power and water tubes in the same square space. They have to be 2 spaces apart. And that being said, I don't know how much I need to crush or how quickly. So I don't actually know how much I need. I don't think I need more ice crushers than this, but I'm not positive. Because we still have to make our water tank. And the water tank can only be 1 layer thick. Oh, I can definitely go under the floor with the power and water tubing, but it's not going to be necessary because I can't share the space anyway. If I could share this space with water and power, I would absolutely feed 1 under, but I can't. So it's going to end up being, you know, water tube going this away and power tube probably going up. I could definitely feed it through the floor to make it look pretty if necessary, but it won't be, I don't think. Now the water tube is going to have to go up and over the conveyor, or down and under, which is possible. So the only thing that I can think of that I might do is I might have another round of these guys. Like, on this side. But I don't know if I need it. Oh, so close. So close to being able to do one more in here. I could scoot these and have another one, but I don't think it'll be necessary. Yeah, all the water tubes can connect. That part's not a problem. In fact, I don't know if there's a flow-through limitation on these. I think it just levels, honestly. I don't think there's any sort of throughput limitation on the water pipes. But I do notice that I need a wire crafted. Give me 50. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So let's make this tank yay big. There's some visible space between these things. Now, one thing you can do, and I don't know if I need to do it, is I can make this taller. But it requires a little bit of trickery, and I don't know the trickery just yet. Like, I've seen it done, and I know you can make them vertical. But I know it requires connecting with pipes. So maybe you can do that? No, because you still can't point at the pipes to use them as an anchor point. So I'd have to, like, build floor, I think. Alrighty, Smooth Agent. Thank you for hanging out as well. Have yourself a good night. Oh, it's treat time for me. Thank you. It is almond toffee, chocolate covered. It's delicious. Alright. I need to figure out how to do this. Can I just do this? I think it needs floor. I think it needs floor. I don't know if I like that. Like, I kind of want to do the multi, because if I can get this water tank up to the ceiling, then I can just run the water pipes up across the ceiling straight into the tank. But I don't know if I can do that. But yeah, as far as running all the pipes together, I can certainly do that, but with the orientation, like I've got pipe, 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 etc. So there's no real easy way to line them all up and make them go together anyway. In fact, this is going to be tricky because you got pipe, power, power, pipe. All in the name of getting all of these conveyor belts lined up to transfer the items properly. Oof. This is rough. Um. And I don't have the good logic yet. Maybe we need the good logic to do this. Because I can do this by splitter. But if I do this by splitter, it's going to be manual math. And manual math sucks. Here, let's get this to a spot where I can see what I'm doing. Let's get you there. So if I'm gonna do splitting, we would end up doing a splitter here to split them evenly on left and right. And then we would do a splitter here. And we would need a 2 to 1 to 1 split. So that the 2 going forward can get split in half this way. I think that'll work. Let's test it out, shall we? So we need the split. Split. So you need to be a 0, 1, 1. And you need to be a 2, 1, 1. And this direction, again, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 1, 1. And then right here, we need the 0, 1, 1. So 50-50 split left, right, 25, 25, 50, and then 50, 50. Both sides. It seems right. Let's test it out. One, 2, 1, 2. So it does 1, 1, 1, and then a second one. That seems fine. Seems like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Alright, split done. I just gotta power or wire the rest of the damn thing. These ones are easy. So let's start with these ones. Easy. Fuck. Not easy if you don't have the materials for it. Give me materials, thank you. Yes, these are just to turn ice into water. So I think power is probably going to have to go under to make this work. Because these are going to need to go up and over. And then down. Which is kind of janky, but it kind of sort of works. And if those are going up and over, then this one doesn't have access to power unless we're going under. So I think those are just going to have to go down. Like so. Okay. And I think all of the power should just go down at this point. So you're down, you're down. Yeah, it would definitely look neat once we get it all going. So those are power. So I think if we just split it across that away, that'll be good. All right, so let's finish piping. Actually, can we? Oh, we can just pipe to the top. Okay. I like that a little bit better than that mess right there. How are you working? We have water. We have 325. Why is everything working without power? I'm not going to complain, but I'm really confused. Ten more minutes and you can finally rest. Huzzah! Alright, so we got pipe, power, pipe, power, power, pipe, pipe, power, power, pipe, pipe, power, power, pipe, pipe, power, 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 pipe, pipe, power. Alright, so everything's working without power. I am confused, but I'm not going to complain. I'm going to continue to be confused. So if I can get another layer on here, then these little pipes will have to go. But that'll be fine. Now, in here, we have metals happening. I'm just going to have to manually transfer these out eventually. I could, theoretically, use a splitter here. I'd move this probably back a little bit and then split out all of the resources to pipe elsewhere, but I don't want to. That's really all that there is to that. I just don't want to. Happening metal is the best metal. Okay. So, water, 325. I don't... Is there like some initial charge in these machines when you build them? They have enough power to do a couple operations before they die? Because we definitely got water. Water definitely did things. But it does not appear to be doing more water. So that's cool. I like the water texture though. It's really nice. That's really well done water texture. Yeah, it would be really neat if there was an initial charge. Like you build it and there's just enough for it to do a couple operations. Kind of a safety net for you. If you run out of power, you might need to build something to have it work for a brief moment to get you back up and running. Yoink. That one just got yoinked. Alright, so we have automated ice collection, we have automated ice production and storage. I kind of want to try another layer, so let's delete these guys. And then let's do a floor. Reduce tube and chaos. What? Reduce tube chaos? Oh, okay. Okay, so you changed it up so that these are one closer, and the conveyors are basically where this pipe is. Okay. So let's see. That would leave. Oh, wrong button. Nope, also wrong button. That would leave. There we go. So that would be pipe and power. And then this one would end up being power and pipe. So then one or both of these would have to go under. Yeah, like this side's fine. But then this side ends up needing to have pipe going up and over into tank or fed under. And then there would be a lot of chaos underneath, I think, is the problem there. I think there's some possibility, but for right now, I think I'm good where I'm at. Appreciate the attempt, though. All of the tubes! Alright, let's try for the, this thing. Tubes behind the machines. Thinking. Oh, like this away? Because power would be here. This one's easy, it goes straight in. Tube behind. Well, it's not bad. And it would let me have the machines be a step closer to each other. Yeah, every once in a while they just decide that they're all going to finish processing at the same time. Huh. Whatevs. We'll take it. It's fine. Yep, and we're now at 610 water, so they are definitely doing. They're doing. Alright, let's get rid of you. Get rid of you. That one, let's keep that layer just in case. Because then we can do another layer of tanks. Yeah. Another layer of tanks. So we could potentially do that all the way up then. And since these are only 2 tall, we could potentially have another layer of crushers. That is a near duplicate to this. The only thing I don't know is how we would do the splitting. Oh, we can do the splitting. You can do the splitting because these can be split out. And I can have a whole nother one of these, and then I can have a splitter logic on the pipe itself to split the ice between these 2 machines. Again, I don't think this is necessary. I don't think I have enough ice incoming to even handle all 8 of these things. But if we do need to expand, that's a thing we can do. I'm on board. I like this. I like what's going on here. Should we just do it? Should we just expand all the way? Just be done with it? I think we should. I kind of want to. Right? It would be basically a parallel copy of this. Yes, you can do that. And I think it's technically working that way already. Somehow passing through these tubes. I'm not sure. Yeah, the problem is I don't have the means to parallel bus this. I can split, and that's the extent of what I can do. So if I have enough material coming through here, and we split from here into another copy of this and another copy of all of this, then we are parallel processing. But without having enough throughput, it doesn't end up processing in parallel. It just processes in sequence, which is fine. Alright, I'm gonna do it. This is stupid, but I'm gonna do it because I want to. So we're gonna take this floor here. I can add more asteroid collectors, yes. So we're gonna take this floor here. We're gonna draw. Oh, I ran out of plates. I ran out of plates. Boo. Alright. Let's go get more plates. Shit. I don't have more plates. More metal. More plates. Give me lots of plates. Do it. This is actually going to take a while. I won't have enough plates. But my plan is build a floor all the way across here, replicate this setup, and then we'll need another floor for another layer of the tank, and the tank will be all the way up to the ceiling, because this is a 4-high internal. And then yes, as far as what you're talking about, Big D, whether or not it's currently sharing, I think it's currently sharing. So 650, 650. I don't know if it's sharing right now. So let's do that. Are you sharing? Yeah, I think it's already. Like, it doesn't let you easily build up-down, but it's definitely working up-down. So I don't think we even need that tube. But we'll test it once we get more layers and see if it does that. I'm also wondering if I even need this floor here now that the tanks are down. I kind of want to delete the floor and find out. I'm deleting the floor and finding out. Delete. It's working just fine. It's working just fine. In fact, I'm going to test it even more to make sure that they are still attached to the ship. We're going up a little bit. We're even going that way a little bit. There. We've moved. My tank is still attached. Lovely. Lovely. So, everything's working according to plan. And since I deleted that, we can now do this. There we go. Now, God help me if I ever have to get in here and do some reconfiguring. I'm not going to be able to do that. But we can at least replicate my setup. Alrighty, Havenpunk, thanks for hanging out. Sorry you're on night shift again, but also welcome back. So the electricity, the problem solves itself because they're already going to be in line. So as long as I am placing these exactly as they are, I just need to run the electricity like so. Okay, it helps if you put them in the correct line. But you get the gist. Let's replace that and put it accurately this time. There. So we put you there. And we put you there. And then electricity straight down. Electricity straight down. And they're already hooked up. Done and done. Could even do the same thing with the tubes. Tube. Done. Already connected. Look at that. Didn't even have to do a damn thing. Tube. Connected. It's magical. I love it. There. Done. Ah, balls. The pipe. The pipe has foiled me. Alright, so we gotta figure out a thing. The pipe has foiled me there. Ah, rock, fuck off. I didn't think that far ahead. Could definitely do ceiling. Ceiling is definitely an option. Yeah. Yeah. It's like that. That would work just fine. Let's make sure the other pipe works fine. So, pipe. This is the hardest part about this build that I'm doing. Pipe. Yeah, there we go. Pipe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't figured out exactly where my power intake is going to be, but we'll figure it out. So let's finish powering, because yeah, these can just go all the way across. These can continue to go down, because why the hell not? Pipe. 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 Yeah, I think what I can do is just run these over to here and just connect them all together, so they'll be all on one chain. So we got pipe, 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 power, power, pipe, pipe, power, power, pipe. Okay. I can also just do something like that, and they're all connected. Just a little shunt wire right there. And then if I'm going to run power under, or if I'm going to run power from above, wherever that power is going to come from, then we're connected. It's all good. They're all on the same network. Everything's happy. Although I didn't. That. There. Now they're all connected. now they're all part of the same network. Yes, lots of P sounds. Lots of P's and Q's. All right. So then we take this doodad. Any more gears? I'm thinking I might do something on the roof for solar panels. I haven't decided exactly what that's going to look like yet, but I have some thoughts. I need screws. 8 of them. Alright, that's going to take a little bit. I could also do a big solar array on top of this. So make this up a floor or something, and then solar arrays in the middle of this section. Oh no, no worries. I'm appreciating ideas. Because I am doing this off the cuff. I have 0 plans. Alright, so let's get this. About there. And I might destroy that floor, but it's kind of fine with the floor there since we're doing another layer. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Might drop the floor off here, but I do need more flooring. I don't know if I have enough flooring for this. I don't have enough flooring for this. Okay. I need more wires. I need more plates. I need more gears. I need all of the things. And this is the same thing I do when I play Factorio or any other similar game, is I never overproduce. I never factorize like I should. And I end up suffering for it. Alright, so we do that there, and then we turn it inside out. And then we do tubes. Tubes. And then we do split. There. I don't know how this is going to work exactly, because it's splitting up down. How do you work? How do you work on this tube? Do you work on this tube? Am I going way overboard for something that's not going to work? I don't know. Let's do 1 and 1 and 0. Let's see if that works. I need more ice to test this out. Shit. Shit. Alright. Let's go grab some ice from over here. Let's test it out. Small numbers first. So we'll do 100. Split and put in the box. So those are going to split down. They're going to go this way. No, the floors are generating basic science. Okay, split, 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 split. That's not working at all. Can I do 1 and 0? Well, it's not working at all. Alright. How do I do it? About 1 and 0. That's not working at all. Okay. So logistics. Conveyor belts and transport pipes create logistic systems. Okay. Well, so the tubes are already teed. It's just not logicking correctly. So if I remove the logic, it's just defaulting to that one. Can I tee the tubes up top? Potentially. Let's find out. So instead of that, we could try teeing up top. Tube. So then we would tee here. And I'm just testing this to see if it works. And then give logic. There we go. Okay. So then logic, we want 0, 1, 1, theoretically. 0 that way, 1, 1. Alright, let's try it out. Oh, well, ice came through. And that works. So that is purely a function of the logic block not being able to rotate vertically. I'm pretty sure is what's going on there. Okay, good to know. Because when it was down here, vertical. Okay, so that I think that would be not necessarily a bug to report, but a feature to enhance, perhaps. Yeah, yeah. So I think let's screenshot this, because this works. And then let's recreate what's down here. So I don't think I like this at the moment. We'll rebuild it at some point to work properly. We'll rebuild it to make it look better. Sometimes great minds do indeed think alike. Alright, so let's put that back there, and then we'll put the logic splitter here. There we go. So I don't think there's a way to rotate it, but let's find out. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a way. So let's grab you back again. Let's take you, so I can rotate this away. But there's no way to rotate vertical. So I think this is what I need a screenshot of right here to show that I can't split this T how I want it. Now, to remind myself to actually write this up and report it properly, I need to put this in my Discord right over here. There we go. Disconnect the tube going straight down and logic sideways and go out and bring it down? I don't. Hang on. Hang on. Brain. Huh? You're talking about the... Take this. Disconnect the tube going straight down. You draw. Okay. You do that. Because the alternative is center tube here. Tee it out. And then, just so that it's centered, we tee it out here to left and right, and have two tubes going down from here. And then these would be, one would be left and one would be right. That's the alternative I can think of. So then this machine, oops, bye. This machine would be here. And this machine would be here. That's the alternative I can think of. In fact, let me just build that quick. Oh, my ice. It fell. Or it's in the process of falling. Alright. You know what? I kinda wanna leave that there. You just stay right there, buds. Alright. So then we would T here. Oh God. There we go. Alright. So then this would be my T. And then we would do number 5 and split that away. So that's my theory. You drew. I'm curious what you've got. So is this what you're talking about? Because this is what I came up with while you were drawing. Ignore the floating icicles. I'm not quite sure I follow the drawing either, unfortunately. Like I got your first drawing, no problem, but this one's hurting my brain. But this is what I'm coming up with, and it stays centered. They just get off at different floors, basically. Boop. And you would come down there. You would come down there. Center and one tube until the top floor. So then this would be one tube going down here. But how would you split it? You're talking about single pipe coming all the way down, and then basically curving in, so that it transitions to a horizontal plane, and then splitting it. I think I get it. I think I get it, and I think I like it. We're logicking, Voluna. There's only so much winning involved in logic. Mostly we just lose our brain cells. Oh, my poor cubes. My cubes. Okay, let's try it that way. Okay. So then these would stay on the same plane. So this would just end up coming down this way. And then this would be your T. Is that more in line with what you were thinking? Because it works. It definitely works. So then you can be split to 100. And then we'll just watch this split down here and make sure it's splitting evenly. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, etc., 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 etc. Okay, good. 'Tis working. It would definitely be nice if we could do a vertical split. So I will definitely be reporting that. I don't know how they would accomplish it, because they would have to add a whole different set of rotation commands. Because currently it's either rotate clockwise or rotate counterclockwise. So they would need to add a whole other rotation axis to get that to work. I could see that being a pain in the ass to code, but it's fine. All right, so then we just need to replicate all of this split happening. So let's do that. And you, and you. So you'd have it go out this way. But then you still would have to do some sort of wonky wraparound magic to get them back into these things. So you'd still end up, because it would go down, but it would still be, like, ignoring all of this here, it would still be curving this way, and then you would need to split somewhere. So you'd need to split off to a side on a horizontal plane, so it's going to go off center in some direction or another. Oh god, I'm dying. Forgot to breathe. Hang on. Need oxygen to brain for brain to work. Okay. Let's try that again. So you're talking about teeing, using the splitter to tee here. Because that's not possible. Because that's more vertical split. You can't vertical split like that. You have to do the split on the horizontal plane. So it has to go left or right. It cannot go... it has to go left or right this way. It cannot go left or right on this plane. Because if I put the splitter there, it can only go that way. Oh, does that actually work? Hang on, hang on. My brain's having a logical moment. Don't worry about it. So then that would go that way, and that would go that way, and then that's oh god, oh god, what have I done? What have I done? Okay. Yep, I'm having a dirt moment, don't mind me. I get it, I get it. Alright, and then that can just... Rock! Fuck off! Rock just tried to kill me. And then this can just be a 0. Okay, I get it. I get it. I don't know why I had such a hard time with that. But I did. And now I get it. And now I see how it matches your drawing. Exactly. I think the part I was missing from the drawing was your side view that had the vertical line. I was reading that as like a pointer or like a label line rather than this tube here. That's where my brain was not catching it. I think that's where the problem was. Okay, I get it. What the hell time is it? It's kind of late. That's fine. Directional arrows would have helped, yes. Alright, but we are good. I do need to split this spot here. And you can just be a 1-to-1. Good, good. Okay, so all those guys are going to do their thing. I think I am going to remove... Hi. I think I'm going to remove this line here. Or rather, hang on. I'm going to remove all of this. And then we're going to do another floor layer. More pipes, more tanks. All of the tanks. No, that's fine. It's fine. And then tanks. Oh, apparently it's 5 tall. I forgot about that. I can't remember how tall anything is. There we go. So maybe we do another floor. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to remove this floor. Yeah. Nice. So, It is all interconnected. This is good. And you're right. We should be saving. All right. Let's just fill it up. I mean, we kind of lose the impact of this a little bit here, but that's fine. Let's do another row of tanks and then be done. I don't think it does, but let's keep an eye on it. So 2241 is my current basic science, and then we do floor. $22.49. And I'm just going to immediately delete the floor and see if it does that. Floor deleted. $22.49. Well then, that feels like a little bit of an exploit. $22.55. So yes, a little bit of an exploit. It's fine. Alright, let's build tank. And then we destructify the floor. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of an exploit. And it definitely reduces the purpose of the machine that lets you build or research more basic science. I do think they need to readjust the plan for that. Here, why did that not get destroyed? Get destroyed. I think they need to readjust because we've got basic science coming in a lot. Just from building and from digging. So if I wanted a lot of basic science, I literally just have to come over here and choppa 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 choppa, and I eventually get a bunch of science for it. In here, in here, basic science. This is a really deep research to be able to craft basic science. This should be way early on. And I feel like you probably should only get basic science for picking the asteroids. Because that's really how you start the game, is picking the asteroids. After you're done picking the asteroids and you've got enough science for the starter learning bits, I think you should immediately have to start researching basic science through the actual research bay, rather than putting that near the end where you don't need it. Because, I mean, quite frankly, I'm yay far in, and by the time I got to the point of being able to research basic science, I had 1,000 or more. So it's really not in the right spot. Yeah, pretty much right after the asteroid catching. As soon as you no longer need to pick the asteroids yourself, you should have basic science coming in through the laboratory. So that definitely should be adjusted. Alright, but we have a big ass water tank now. And automated ice collection and ice crushing to make water. I am going to take a big old screenshot of this. Let's put the pick away. Push that button. Push that button. Screenshot. Screenshot. I think this is the tube is a little bit bulbous out the back. So I might slim it down by just having it come down like here, and just not have this piece be used for much, rather than having it stick out so far out the back. Because yeah, we can come in 2 more and have the split happen here instead. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. I could definitely put solar panels there for sure. That's definitely a thing we can do. Hey, hey, ice. Ice, knock it off. Knock it off. There. Much more smooth. I wonder... if this is a time for the mesh. It won't be quite perfect, but it will look at least like the items could theoretically go through. There. I like that. I like that a lot. It's like we're sieving the items as they go through the tube. There we go. The little touches. The little touches really do it. And then we need to figure out how to power this whole thing. That's fine. Yeah, it just does a little bit of a pre-crush. It's a steel fence, it's a steel grate. As the ice cubes go through, they just get chunked up a little bit. Easier for sorting. Alright, so these things take 5 energy each. Oh, shit. Alright. Cool. Cool. So that would be 8. Yeah, we got 8 of them. So it's 40 energy, 80 energy. Yikes. Yikes-a-rooney. Alright. Cool. 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 We're going to have to figure out how to power this whole thing. Since these use their lasers off to the side, we could put a floor on top of this for solar panels. That's a thing we can do. I was thinking the greenhouse can go here. How? Oh yeah. This whole section not needing energy is glitched. For sure. They're definitely going slow. And something's... So normally when they're working correctly, they'll start chewing up one item every 10 seconds. And what it's doing instead is it's sitting for a while, I think multiple minutes, and then something just triggers where it's like, okay, we're done now, and it just dumps the entire contents of that asteroid at one time, and then it flows them all through at once. So something's definitely happening there. I don't know what exactly, but it's definitely triggering to finish the entire asteroid at one time, and then sucks in the next asteroid and continues on its merry way. So definitely a bug to report, if it's not already known. And these are essentially doing the same thing. They are basically doing the exact same thing, where there are, every few minutes, they just trigger to do the work all at once, and the water just gets processed into, or the ice gets processed into water. So something's happening here as well. And it might be all of the machines do the same thing, and I've just had them powered and didn't even think about it. So I could potentially pull the power off of this, and materials might just magically get crafted after a couple of minutes. I have no idea. I don't know if I want to test that, because That requires patience that I don't have. But yeah. So another thing that we're going to need to worry about is these hydro generators and oxygen generators. We're going to need to put them over here somewhere and have water fed into them to have them processed. I could potentially put them on the edges here, but I don't know for sure. No, they don't fit, and that's fine. So we'll put them up here somewhere to work. I could tube the water across. That's not a problem. And in fact, depending on where things end up, I might need to tube water anyway. I know at the very least, if the greenhouse is going to be up here, I'm going to need to tube water from down here to up. But that's not going to be a huge problem. I just don't know if I'm going to need water over here. Like, do I move my entire kitchen setup? Or do I have my greenhouse with these guys over here and then have a space tube launching flour across over to here into wherever the kitchen's going to end up? I don't know yet. I definitely didn't think that far ahead when moving everything over to here. I just wanted to have some sort of bigger automation happening. So we did it. I didn't do the automation I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to automate the production of, you know, plates or steel screws or something. But instead, I built an entirely new segment of the base and did automated ice and water production. Yes, I do like the one big ass tank thing. I wish, like, this isn't intended, my understanding, at least from what the mod of the Discord was telling me. It's not intended for them to stack. But I hope they do it and make it intended, and then do, so in Minecraft it was called connected textures. When you've got multiple cubes of the same type, they end up merging together to be one solid texture. So I hope that this can end up looking like one solid tank. By removing, like, maybe these bars, removing the bars in the middle where the water level is, having the water level actually raise up through this, whereas currently the way it's set up, the water level is going to raise up from here to here on each cube, and they're going to replicate the same water level design. So once it gets half full, you're going to see a half full line here, half full line here, half full line here, etc. So I hope they make it do a connected texture thing where half full tank is going to come up from here to like here and just look like it's fully half full. Yeah, I have no idea how big this tank is going to be. We're currently storing 2200 water, and it looks like it's a sliver full. So probably a lot. A lot is probably the answer to that. Because this little doodad here stores like, what, 300 water or something like that? I don't remember for sure. I wish it told you how much it stored. It doesn't tell you though. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. We did a lot. We did a whole hell of a lot. I don't know how much I'm gonna do in between sessions, but I do actually like to play this a little bit when I'm not streaming. So I may just continue to, you know, move these miners. Looks like it can't go that deep, so I'm gonna have to move it again. I might continue to move these miners, continue to manage the robots, make sure the robots are doing their thing, which they are just fine. But yeah, I don't know how much is going to happen in between streams, but something is going to happen in between streams, I'm sure. I'll try not to do too terribly much building or whatnot, but we'll see. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Big D, thank you in particular for hanging out and giving me tips and ideas and all that fun stuff. I will be sure to continue thinking through all of these things as we go. Anyone else who is lurking out there? Valuna, perhaps? Tracy, maybe? I do appreciate y'all being there. We are indeed saving. Saving is good. No, you! No, you. But yeah, appreciate y'all being there. Thank y'all for coming. Have yourselves a good night. Bye.